What's going on, guys? Bringing a new fantasy draft challenge video today. In this one, I can only draft short players. So I think the average height of an NHL player is like 6 feet. So we're just going to say they got to be under 6 feet. Keep it nice and easy. I figured to least the Montreal Canadiens because Cole Caulfield, obviously one of the better short players in the league. They got Brendan Gallagher too. Even Nick Suzuki, I think, might be 5'11". And real quick, guys, before we get started with the draft, if you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up on this video, it really helps me out. All right, guys, so I just learned the fantasy draft here. We're currently picking 15th overall, so like right in the middle. I'm gonna eyes closed, randomize. See where we end up. I'm honestly not sure like where the best pick's gonna be. 29. Interesting. Okay, I was about to say, like, I know McDavid, you know, he's over 6 feet. Same with Matthews. A lot of the top players are. So I'm a late first. Having almost back-to-back picks early might not be too bad. So we'll see here. Sider just went. Stützle, he might be under 6 feet. I'm honestly not too sure. Look at the rest of the guys here. Jack Hughes, I think, is like 5'11". I think Marner's maybe 5'11", maybe 6 feet. After that, let's see. Kucherov, I know, is 5'11". Like, I feel like I remember seeing that somewhere. The rest of these guys, though, I think are all above 6 foot. So, basically missed out on Kucherov, maybe Marner, and Jack Hughes. I feel like everyone else there we couldn't even taken. Actually, guys, I stand corrected. I'm editing right now, and the best defenseman in the league, Cale Makar, is 5'11". So if we had the top 2 pick, we could have taken him, but, I mean, that's alright. Honestly, a late first, probably better for us anyways. Next here, Brad Marchand. I know he's kind of shorter, 5'9", 92 overall. We could take him. Johnny Gaudreau as well we could take. But I actually just took Gaudreau in a different video. So probably going to go Marchand here. Panarin, he's 6 feet, okay. And I just googled it, guys. Marner is 6 feet, but both Kucherov and Hughes were 5'11", like I thought. So, yeah, honestly, I think at this point we made out pretty well. We'll just take Brad Marchand, 92 overall. And I'm thinking, too, we might have to take a goalie here beginning of the second round because, yeah, Gaudreau just went. I think Saros is like the only good goalie under 6 feet. He's actually the next goalie to go. And yeah, he's 5'11". Like, I want to bring up all the goalie heights here. Anderson's 6'4", 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", 6'5", 6'6". Like, yeah, goalie's usually pretty big. We need one that's under 6 feet tall. Yeah, like, I think we kind of lucked out here, honestly, having an early second round pick. I haven't even seen anyone under 6 feet yet, so... yeah, okay. We have to take Saros. This is the most important pick I think I've ever made in a fantasy draft. So, honestly, worked out well. He probably would have went, you know, sometime in the rest of the second round there. Third round now. You know what I just thought, too? Like, we took Saros. Defense is probably going to be tough to do. Spurgeon's available, though. He's 5'9". So, probably have to take Spurgeon here because there's not that many good, you know, under 6 foot defensemen. Patty can be kind of nice to have, too. Would he still be available in the next round? That's the question. What do we have here? We have a late third, so like our next pick's gonna be pretty early. Spurgeon, Kane. Kane's making $1 million. We need defense more than forwards. Let's take Spurgeon. We'll hope Kane is still there. And Ottinger, Tavares, Eriksson Ek. I think he could be. And Patrick Kane is. Okay, so there we go. Honestly, so far not bad. Like, Kane and Marchand's a good duo. I was honestly hoping to get Jonathan Marchessault. He's been tearing up the Stanley Cup final against his old team in Florida. He's definitely, you know, playing the chip on his shoulder, wants that revenge. And he literally just got taken 1 pick before our next one. So that would have been perfect. That's okay. They're like, so far the draft's going pretty well. Zuccarello's available. I feel like 5'8". I'm pretty sure he's like one of, if not the smallest player in the NHL right now. We got to take him. Obviously, it used to be Nathan Gerbe, but he's out of the league. So yeah, I feel like we got to take Zuccarello here. He definitely belongs on this team. Also, if you guys are curious, Alex DeBrincat, Cole Caulfield, 2 of the best short players in the NHL. DeBrincat there got picked 10th in the second round. Obviously, we had to go Saros there with our second round pick. I'm thinking Caulfield probably went later in the second round here. And yeah, I did. Pick 28. So, didn't really have a chance on either of them. As I mentioned, Saros was like a must pick for us. And now next here, I'm honestly just looking for a player that we can take. Matt Grzelcyk, 5'10" defenseman. That's actually pretty solid. Again, we only have Spurgeon so far. Defense will be hard to come by, under 6 feet. I think we had to take him there. That makes a lot of sense. Pavelski is 5'11". Pavelski is pretty good. Usually hangs around, I think, until... around now. I want to say like 6th to 8th round he's gone. Yanni Gourde there's 5'9". Alright, maybe we go, these next 2 picks, we go Pavelski, Yanni Gourde. Again, defense, I know it's going to be slim pickings. We kind of just have to accept that. So, next there we get Yanni Gourde. I think at this point, how many forwards do we have? We have 5 forwards, so basically like a top 6. We can start hopefully focusing on defensemen. So I'm looking through here, guys. We can take Jordan Eberle, who's 5'11", which it's kind of funny taking him for a short team. In real life, 5'11 is above average. I think average height's like 5'9", maybe 5'10". Obviously, though, in the NHL, like most guys are a bit taller just because kind of how it works out with the sport. Atkinson would be perfect for this team, 5'8". One of the shorter guys in the NHL. We'll see if he's available later on. I would really like a defenseman here. We'll have to definitely like do some digging though. So look at all the defenseman heights here, guys. Brent Burns, of course, 6'5", not even close. Giordano was 6 feet right on, so almost could have taken him. I was basically just searching like that, and as you can see, Orlov there's 5'11". I actually didn't realize he was under 6 feet. For some reason, I thought he was like a bigger defenseman. I don't know, maybe just kind of plays big, but we got 3 defensemen. Honestly, I'm probably gonna go back-to-back defensemen here, just to make sure we at least have like a decent top 4. Nick Jensen, 6'1". So again, we're just going through, looking for somebody's height who starts with a 5. And obviously, we're going to take the best one. Matt Dumba there was 6 feet right on. Tyson Berry, 5'11", very good offensively. We're going to have a lot of offensive defensemen. Obviously, we got Spurgeon, we got Grizzlick, but it's kind of the way it works. Like, usually the short defensemen are offensive to make up for their lack of size, lack of physicality. At this point, now we're just kind of taking the best player available. Cam Atkinson is still there. Again, he fits the team perfectly. He'll actually plug right into our top 6. Now, Victor Arvidsson here is 5'10". I feel like he'll fit on the team. I might take Zucker with the next pick if he's still there. Obviously, a lot of players were just taken. Zucker's gone. That's all right. Look at this, guys. Our Terry Lehkonen and Brendan Gallagher both available. Lehkonen there, 5'11", Gallagher 5'9", but Gallagher, one of the guys I mentioned at the beginning, obviously, on Montreal, one of like the more notable short players in the league. So I gotta take him. Hopefully, Lehkonen's still there later. Killorn's still there. Don't tell me, is Lehkonen gone? It looks like he got picked, which makes no sense. Like, why the other guys not get taken? I guess probably had to do with his age. TJ Oshie, 6 feet right on. Tar, though, 5'10", so could take him. He's actually got really good defensive stats. 88 D awareness there, 90 stick check. So he's going to be like a third liner for us anyway, play the PK. That makes sense. And now we see Goligoski available, guys. 5'11". Again, we need 2 more defensemen. Not going to be, too many like him, especially not a non-offensive defenseman. He's a two-way guy there. Actually worked out pretty well. Radko Gudas here is only 6 feet tall. That's actually crazy, too. He's another guy, obviously, hits a ton. You would have just thought he was bigger. Wow. 1 inch away from being available on the short team. That is crazy to me. Now, Kyle Palmieri here we could take. Thing is, defensive stats aren't that great. He's playing in our bottom 6, so I want like a forward that's more defensive-minded for that spot. Eric Halle here, not the greatest defensive stats, but he does have 90 faceoffs. So, I mean, that's at least something. And so, yeah, guys, I think I'm going to take Halle here just to, win the faceoffs. I feel like that's important, obviously, whether you're on the power play, trying to get the shots, you're on the PK. Palmieri's still there. I noticed another name, too. I think a guy kind of had to take, a more notable short player. If he got taken, there's no way he got taken. He has such a bad contract. Never mind, guys. Tyler Johnson was who I was going to take next. I think he's like 5'8" or whatever, but apparently already got picked up. I didn't think he would because, again, does not have the greatest contract. So Palmieri's still there because he's got that bad $5 million contract. I mean, obviously cap for us doesn't matter, so we'll just bury him there on the 4th line. I think we only actually need 1 more forward now. 1 more defenseman, 1 more goalie. I feel like we're going to have to reach really low for a goalie anyways, so just going to make it my last pick. And now the next best defenseman we can take, guys, is Anton Strawman. Luckily, he's like the last guy that's 80 overall. After him, Ryan Murray, there's 79. Everyone else above him is over 6 feet. So Strawman there, at least our entire D-core is 80+. And now for our next pick, guys, we actually have a bunch of options. Connor Sherry here, 5'9", 2A forward. Defensive awareness, though, is only 82. Not the greatest physical stats. Did decent shot on him, but again, for a bottom 6 guy, you're looking for somebody a bit more defensive, a bit more physical. Like Josh Archibald here, 5'10", Truculence X Factor, 89D awareness, look at the physical, 94 body check. And the other guy I was looking at is Nola Chari, also Truculence X Factor there, solid defense, good physical. Honestly, I might take him and then Archibald and then just kind of throw away Howla, because I feel like if we're taking a guy with a pick later, I don't see how this would be unfair. And yeah, Josh Archibald is still available, so they will take him with the 20th pick. Our 21st pick here is going to be the backup goalie, which again, there's a reason I waited till 21. Like, we are going to have to look so deep. I'm just worried how low rated is this guy going to be. Okay, actually not terrible. Yaroslav Halak there's 5'11", 80 overall. I totally forgot Halak was 5'11". I thought he was like, 6 feet or whatever. But there we go. Not a terrible backup goalie. And we actually made an extra pick there at forward. So, look at some chemistry options. Maybe we'll make a trade for Tyler Johnson. So I'm kind of annoyed we lost out on him. And so right here, you guys can see the names of all the players we picked. Kind of funny, actually. The first computer pick was Lane Hudson, who, of course, the top defensive prospect for the Montreal Canadiens. By the way, should I upgrade him to, like, medium league potential? Because he's looking pretty nasty. And now I never do this, guys. So right here, I'm doing a 2-for-1 trade. Palmieri and Halle for Tyler Johnson, just because I'm so annoyed the Jets took him. Again, perfect fit for this team. 5'8" there. Really good hands. Actually decent defensive stats. So Eric Howell I took before him, which is why I don't feel so bad with the trade. And then Palmieri there we took, but we took an extra forward, so we don't even need him. We'll see what the Jets say. Trade's accepted, okay. So if anyone gets mad, I mean, whatever. I just thought he kind of fit the team better. He's 5'8", opposed to both those guys being 5'11". And so next year, guys, I'll show what this team is looking like. I'm honestly surprised by how good it ended up, considering like the limited player pool we had to choose from. So right here, the first line, pretty nasty. Brad Marchand, Joe Pavelski, Patty Kane. They get a +2. I mean, that's a legit first line. Second line there, you got Zuccarello, Gord, Arvidsson. Not a bad second line. Gallagher, Johnson, Atkinson on the third, with Tatar, Chari, and Archibald on the fourth. Obviously, two I might have went through a little bit fast, but you guys can see there every single player under 6 feet. And I actually tried to make it. You can see we only have one 5'11 player. That's Pavelski. Everyone else in the forwards 5'10 or shorter, which for all my short kings out there, if anyone's getting upset, I'm 5'10. I don't like consider myself short or anything. Again, in terms of average NHL height, under 6 feet, you know, is shorter. Now, defensively here, we got Grizzlick on the top pair of Spurgeon. Second pairings, Tyson Barrie and Orlov. And the bottom pair there, Goligoski, Strawman. And you can just see how defensemen are on average taller, as the bottom four here all 5'11, Spurgeon 5'9, Grizzlick there 5'10. Goaltending, of course, we're really lucky into Saros there, 5'11, 91 overall. We actually get an elite goalie. Otherwise, I think Halak probably would have been our starter, unless there's somebody like in that, you know, 82, 83 range I'm forgetting about. And now next year, guys, in terms of the special teams, power play 1 looks really good. Pavelski out front, of course. You got Marchand, Kane, Zuccarello. Barry just always puts up points in this game. Such good hands. Send it X Factor. They get a +5. Second power play there even looks not bad. Gallagher out front, like, should do solid. Foreman power play 1 there. You can see foreman power play 2. I tried to make it so every single player on this team was at least on one special team. Usually, that just kind of helps with them, like, retaining their rating, as that way they're getting a bit of extra ice time. PK 1 here, +2 there to Tatar Pavelski. PK2, PK3, second and third 3-man PKs. I also want to show you guys one other thing that's kind of funny with Lane Hudson. He's actually 5'10", so it's like the computer saw what I was doing and kept the trend going, and that's one of the reasons why he fell in the draft to the second round. He was like an undersized defenseman, and you know, NHL GMs, they have to, you know, have that 6-foot+ defenseman, or even like forward-wise. That's why DeBrincat Caulfield fell in the draft, and again, Hudson just had a career in the NCAA, so it's showing, like, you know, height's not everything. I think he also grew 2 inches somehow after his draft year, so just kind of crazy. And of course, you know, him being on the Montreal Canadiens just makes us, you know, choosing them for our team make even more sense. So we got Brad Marchand there wearing the C, Gallagher wearing one of the A's along with Spurgeon. And then before we get started the sim, I'll show you the ratings. Also, too, guys, in the comment section down below, let me know, like, how you think this team's gonna end up, and then I'll see if any of your predictions are right. Assuming, you know, you're honest about it, don't wait till after the video. So Matt Marchand there in the Montreal Canadiens jersey, that's definitely a sight. And look at Tampa Bay here, guys. They're kind of nasty. Draisaitl, Hamilton, and Zibanejad for their top 3 players. We've got 92 offense, 89 defense, and 89 goaltending. So I feel like this team should be good enough to at least make the playoffs. If not, go on a Stanley Cup run. Let's find out. All right, guys, we just finished the season here with a record of 40, 28, and 14. So 40 wins is actually kind of low, but luckily you got the 14 OT losses. 94 points on the year was enough to just get into a playoff spot there. We actually tied with the Senators. I mentioned the Lightning, like their top 3 players there look pretty nasty. They win the division with 114 points. They also win the NHL, so yeah, we kind of called it early there. They're going to be a force, and we're actually playing them in round 1, so pretty fitting, I guess. Hopefully we can get by them. I mean, Draisaitl, Zibanejad, Hamilton, those are some big boys. It's going to be like a David-Goliath matchup here. Patty Kane lead scorer for our team, 87 points in 82 games, so I mean, over a point per game, we will take that. I think I saw it too, yeah. Marchand was doing pretty well, also at over a point per game. Pavelski, 75. Gallagher, 55 points, playing third line. That's not bad at all. 13 minutes of ice time, you take that. 28 goals for him as well. Zuccarello at 53, Arvidsson 51, Atkinson 51. Atkinson was a third liner too. So honestly, pretty good production here from like our middle 6 players. What do we have? 7 guys on the team with 50+ points. Yanni Gore was pretty close there, 47. Obviously, second line center, also played a lot of PK. -15 sucks to see. But he's a guy that can play in all situations, which is why I had him. And I just noticed Kim Atkinson, 0 penalty minutes on the year. What? 0 penalty minutes? What's his discipline? 97 with 78 aggressiveness. I don't know if I've ever seen a 0, though. 82 games played. If he doesn't win the Lady Byng, I mean, he probably won't. But, like, a 0 penalty minutes season, ridiculous. Barry there at 42, which is solid. The -11 does suck. Spurgeon, Johnson did pretty good. So, I mean, yeah, overall, actually pretty impressed with how this team played. Saros there, 909, 295. They're solid numbers, but obviously, like, they're nothing insane. And Halak backing him up actually had some really good numbers, which is nice to see. And now in terms of the entire league, guys, Connor McDavid on the Buffalo Sabres. I totally missed that at the top of the draft. Obviously, they had the best chance to get him in that draft before, of course, losing it to Edmonton. Then they draft Eichel. You guys know the story. Barzal there second, Draisaitl third. Then you got McCarr also at 100 with the Leafs. Speaking of Eichel, you got Petey there, McKinnon, Hintz. Perron had 92. I mean, just playing on McDavid's wing, I guess that'll do it. In terms of goals, McDavid actually wins Maurice Richard just like real life. Now, defensive scoring here, obviously, yeah, McCarr, 100 points, +30. The easiest Norris Trophy guess I've ever made. He's definitely winning that one. And now look at this, guys. Vasilevsky, still the best goalie in the league there at the Golden Knights. 43 wins. Sabre center for started, though, was actually Thatcher Demko, 922. I think he was taken like 1 pick before we retook. Goals against for starter, John Gibson, though, 247 with the Lightning. So it's going to be a tough matchup for us for sure. Looks like Ken Johnson probably winning the Calder, 64 points plus 10. Maybe Cole Perfetti there with the Vegas Golden Knight. And now next year, guys, we'll take a look at that Tampa Bay Lightning roster. Obviously, we already know a lot of the players on it. So first line's Pacioretty, Draisaitl, Kreider. Jimmy Vesey's only an 80, playing second line right wing. That's interesting. Zibanejad, Carlson. They got Ryan Strome there. Paul Cotter, Connor Brown, Zetterlund, Tierney, Protis. I mean, not a ton of depth, but then you got Hamilton on D, Anderson, Falk, McCabe, Salo, Nicholas Bodwin there. Gibson starting, Korpisalo backing him up. So they're a top-heavy team, which is interesting. I think we have a lot more depth for sure, and I still think our star power is not even that bad. So we might have a chance here. Obviously, somebody's got to get hot, whether it be Kane, Marchand, Saros, and Net. We'll see what happens here, guys. So Tampa Bay's going to have the home ice advantage. First 2 games in Florida, and 3-2 loss, 8-6 win, though. Okay, so we take that. Tie the series up 1 apiece. Next 2 games here, heading home to Montreal. 2-1 win, a 3-2 loss. I mean, series is tied up to a piece. That's not bad. 6-1 loss. Win or go home. Win game 6. Game 7. Can we stay alive? 1-0 loss. Are you kidding me? The short team made it to game 7 there against the President's Trophy winners. Unfortunately, couldn't buy a goal. That's all right. And now the playoffs are complete, guys. The Philadelphia Flyers actually won the Stanley Cup, so I'll take a look at their team. I thought for sure, Tampa was going to win it, how dominant they'd been. Columbus there picks first. Chicago does from 10-2, so they do win a lottery, like they did in real life. Marchand there, almost a point per game. And now let's take a look at this Stanley Cup winning Philadelphia Flyers roster. So they had Austin Matthews there, Forsberg, Carlson. I mean, that's already solid. Kuznetsov. I mean, this is a good sign for our Houston Coyotes franchise. If you guys haven't been watching that, we've got both Austin Matthews and Erik Karlsson. So, hopefully a sign of things come for us with that duo. The rest of the team here, they got Bobby Brink on it, just like Flyers do in real life. I mean, yeah, decent depth, nothing amazing. Who was their goalie? Samsonov, Talbot, just like pretty average goalies. So, yeah, I mean, I think it was basically Matthews, Karlsson, Forsberg, Kuznetsov leading the way. And take a look at the playoff tree here. You can see the Tampa Bay Lightning actually lost to the Leafs in the second round, and then they lost the Flyers conference final before the Flyers beat out the Ducks. And then finally here, guys, we'll take a look at the awards for this year. So, already know all the team awards individually here. McDavid, Art Ross, also got the Hart, McCarr, James Norris, Barzell, Lady Bang. I thought maybe somehow Atkinson could get it with the 0. Perfetti got the Calder, okay. Matthews, Conn Smythe, John Gibson, Vezina, along with William Jennings, Tandem, Masterton, Jets coach Jack Adams, Bergeron, Selke, McDavid, Ted Lindsay, and the Maurice Richard. So this was McDavid's year. Unfortunately, no hardware for us, but still, I thought that was like a fun draft. We had the hardest matchup round 1, still took it to 7 games, so that's not too bad. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.